Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Here I've got these beautiful princess dresses for you using Rinea Foiled Papers. They are super quick and simple. If you like them, I hope you'll watch this video, give it a thumbs up and feel inspired. For all the projects today, I'm going to use scissors, the fabulous cutting dies from Crafter's Companion. If you don't have them, you can create your own templates. A dot tool, a foam pad, red liner tape, and gems from my stash. You can use any gems from your stash in different sizes and shapes. From Rinea Foiled Papers, I used ruby, copper, midnight, and cobalt. And also I used turquoise, jade, ebony, and gold. For the card base, we're going to need 300 GSM white card. For the first card, I'm going to use scoreboards, and I'm going to find where do I have to fold my card to create the base. And scoreboard is always a good solution. I'm using my score tool to do the line, burnish it, and then when I place my die, I just have to make sure that it goes over the fold. So when we die cut this element, it will give us a beautiful shape card base. It's always a good idea to use washi tape on the cutting die so it doesn't move in a die cutting machine. And our card base is done. Now I've got A4 paper and I put double-sided tape on the back. And we're going to create 3 panels from this card so there will be no waste. It's super useful tip if you create panels for any shape cards. I place my cutting die on the card and I'm using my pencil to draw around it. I'm just leaving a tiny gap in between and I'm going to fussy cut the card and then peel off the double-sided tape and adhere gold Rinea Foiled paper. I wonder if you have ever created any shape cards in the past. If you have, please let me know in the comments down below what is your favorite shape card. And why do you think it's so unique? In my opinion, we as crafters, we don't create enough shape cards and we should change it. Because when you go to the gift shop, you can't really see that many shape cards and they are so unique and special. So I really encourage you to create more shape cards. It doesn't have to be dress, it can be any other shape. Okay, so now I created my panel in gold and I'm going to die cut this beautiful midnight blue for the top of the dress. This dress also needs some sleeves, so I've got a tiny bit of card and I use my pencil to draw the shape of sleeves. If you struggle with different dresses designs, you can go online and check what is the best shape for the sleeves or different elements of your dress. I'm going to use this beautiful cobalt and gold to put on the sleeves, and then I'm also going to fussy cut some small elements from ruby foiled paper. In the top right corner you can see my other video with these beautiful dresses, shape dresses, where I used black, silver and white, and these are totally different dresses. I really encourage you to watch it because you might have more ideas for your own projects. Going back to this project, I wonder if you know who was my inspiration for this dress. Who was the princess I chose? When you add these small elements to your project using Rinea Foiled Papers, you can either use liquid glue or red liner tape. When you use liquid glue, you've got more time to maneuver all the elements. And when you use red liner tape, all the elements are stuck instantly. However, sometimes it is better to use liquid glue, especially when you add some small gems, because then you've got enough time to maneuver them on your card. And now, as you can see, I've got this beautiful ruby foiled paper. I'm going to fold it a couple of times and fussy cut like drops elements like water drops, and that will give me a really nice and beautiful detail on the sleeves. I really encourage you to play with the color combinations for the princess dresses. They don't have to be the exact colors from the dresses we know that we've seen in the films or cartoons. Just go wild, experiment. And yes, I really encourage you to do it because it is a lot of fun and these dresses are really quick to make. So when all the elements are done, I'm going to add also a stripe of gold Rinea Foiled Paper. And what's really nice about this paper, it doesn't go to waste. You can always use the excess of the paper. It's so cool. And I really encourage you actually. It doesn't have to be with Rinea Foiled Paper. It can be with any paper you've got. I'm sure you probably have a drawer or tray with some scraps of paper, and you can use them for all the small elements on your projects. Now I'm using my scissors to give my midnight blue dress shape and apply this beautiful gold stripe. I wonder if you've ever created any shape cards for birthday, maybe for little girl's birthday, maybe birthday invitations, or bridesmaids invitations. I think this is such a cool idea. If you have, please let me know in the comments down below. And also, I would really like to know, who is your totally favorite princess? They've got really beautiful dresses, and when we create our projects, we can feel inspired by them. And that's what inspired me for this project. Also, in the description down below, you can find my written tutorial on Rinea website with all the details for this project, and you will also find the links for all the papers I used. Now, as you can see, I put my panel using liquid glue on the card base, and I'm using a dot tool to apply a few details on the bottom of the dress. As you can see, it is really simple and quick, and you can get really beautiful results. And the Rinea Foiled Paper catches the light so beautifully. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't really show how beautiful it is. For the second card, I created the card base, and I'm going to die cut the panel using our card with double-sided tape. And again, I'm going to use scissors to fussy cut the element and peel off the tape using pokey tool and apply this beautiful gold Rinea paper. Can you guess who was my inspiration for this dress? That princess really likes reading, and that's one of my favorite things to do as well, apart from card making and paper crafting. So now I'm going to fussy cut around, and as I said before, you can leave all these elements of foiled paper and use them later on for other projects. When we have this gold element die cut, I'm going to die cut the copper Rinea Foiled Paper for the top of the dress, and also this beautiful ruffle from the excess of the gold, which you saw a couple of seconds ago. And then using copper foiled paper, I'm going to add details to the dress. And this dress is extremely simple and quick to make. It doesn't really have that many colors and literally a few elements. And when you stick all these elements here and you get excess of the paper, just turn it over and use your scissors to get the excess of the foiled paper. Super simple and quick. And here I'm using my scissors and I'm going to create a shape for the top of the dress. As you can see, I struggled a little bit, but in the end I was really happy with the result. If you're not sure with fussy cutting, you can use a pencil first to draw the shape, and that will save you some time. Now I put double-sided tape on the back of all the elements, and I'm going to adhere them on my dress. And if you don't really like this gold and copper colors, you can play with other colors. The choice is absolutely yours, and you will get different results using different colors. I really encourage you to have play with all the colors you've got. And as I said before, I'm using my scissors to get rid of the excess of the paper. And now I'm going to add some details using a dot tool. When you create lines on a dress, make sure you don't have straight lines, because the dresses fold and we really want organic look here. So as you can see, I'm using very curvy lines to add these elements here, and that worked pretty well for the dress. And for this one, I missed a little bit of tape when I attach the top of the dress, so I'm using tiny bit of liquid glue, and that worked perfectly fine. It's time to add a little bit of details at the top of the dress, and we're nearly done. What's missing from this dress? Couple of gems, and that's it. As I said before, it's super simple and quick and unique, because we don't really see that many shape cards. And what's very unique about these cards, actually, inside you've got plenty of room to write your own message. If you don't have gems, you can also use small bits of foiled papers or any mirror card you've got. But gems add really beautiful sparkle to all the projects. And what's very special about Rinea Foiled Papers here, that it is a little bit like luxury and super special, and it's perfect for princess dresses. Now I'm using my favorite liquid glue and I'm applying this panel on the card base. Super simple and quick. So we can move on to our third project. And again, we need to create a card base using 300 GSM card. And again, I'm using my pencil and card with double-sided tape. And I'm going to fussy cut around and die cut my element. And this time I chose turquoise for this dress. And with this dress, I think the color combination is so unique. We're going to have black, turquoise, and jade, and a little bit of gold. Super special. Can you guess who was my inspiration for this dress? If you have, please let me know in the comments down below. This princess actually has quite a few dresses, but this one is one of my favorites. That's why I chose it for this project. Okay, now I'm going to create panels for the bottom of the dress, and as you can see, I'm folding the gold and jade foiled paper, and I'm going to fussy cut all these elements. And again, when you work with dresses, make sure there are no straight lines. Add just a little bit of curve, because that makes it more organic and natural. As you can see, it's super simple and quick. And when you fold your paper, you actually get two pieces at the same time. So you don't waste paper and you don't waste time. That's a really good tip. And when you create your own dresses and when you use your own template instead of a cutting die, you can make your dress wider or narrower or even bigger, and then you can add more details and more elements to it, which will make it even more beautiful and stunning. When you add these elements, I really encourage you to use double-sided tape. The red liner tape is the best option because it's a really strong adhesive. But you can use any double-sided tape you've got. You can always cut it to the size. Now I decided to add a few elements using a dot tool, and I thought it would be a good idea to put it on a foam pad. However, I wasn't really pleased with the result, so then in the end I ended up with attaching all the elements on the dress and then using my dot tool apply the details. But you can do any way you want. However, when you add the details, when all the elements are attached to the dress, you risk having straight lines because of the tape. And I worked on my glass mat, and even then it worked pretty well. I was really happy with the result. So as you can see, I'm using my dot tool and I'm adding all those details. For this dress, I really encourage you to play with different color combinations, because I think it will look stunning with some blues and purples and maybe turquoise as well. That will look really nice. And what's very unique about Rinea Foiled Paper, if you add details with a dot tool, you can really see it when the light catches the paper. It's a really, really outstanding look. So beautiful. The result is much better than using regular card. Okay, now I'm adding the details to the top of the dress. As you can see, I use this ebony, the black fold paper. I'm using double-sided red liner tape, pokey tool, and then adding this beautiful jade at the bottom of the dress. And again, if you go over the shape you created, you can always turn it over and use scissors to get the excess of the paper. And now it's time to add some gems. If you don't have small gems, you can also use tiny bits of your mirror card or foiled paper, and that will give you a really nice effect as well. However, using gems, you get that beautiful sparkle effect. Not only the luxury of having foiled paper, but also the sparkle of gems. I wonder which dress from my projects today was your favorite, and please let me know in the comments down below. I would really like to know your opinion. And also, if you create any shape card inspired by this video, please let me know. I would really like to admire your projects. So now I'm adding a few more gems at the bottom of the dress, and our card is nearly done. And again, as I said before, it's super simple and quick. And now it's time to put our panel on a card base. And that's it. Who is your favorite princess ever? Because the dress I created now is one of my favorite princesses. Okay, and now you can see all three dresses side by side. Yeah, what do you think? Do you like the shape cards? On the left and on the right, you can also check my other videos I use Rinea Foiled Paper for. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, and I really hope you felt inspired. Have an amazing day and happy crafting. Bye!